Business says your boy Teflon Mark and I'm live with Hidden Treasures 225. Lock it.
We got Teflon in the building.
Wow.
Man, I was checking you out, bro. You hit 3 million, man.
Yeah. I did a million views. I think it was like 3 months. It hit the first M 2-3 months. Then over the course of time, that bitch just went up. I'm at like 3.9 down there 4 now.
So that's the song that you did your own version of What About Me, the Boosie song.
Yeah, shout out to Big Homie Bird, my CEO. He came with a yo one day. It was crazy about that song. I ain't even want to do that shit. Yeah, he coming that bitch like, man, you from that rack, man. You gotta rip one of the Boosie beats. I was like, pick one. And he just so happened he picked up What About Me. He told me, I don't be writing. You know, I go on that bitch and punch in. He told me, man, write to that bitch. So it took me about 2-3 days. I wrote to that bitch. And that bitch did what they were supposed to do. That bitch took off. Nigga was fucking with it. But if it wasn't for Big Homie, I'd have never recorded that song.
So what made you feel like people, adapted to that song to want to go view it?
What I was saying on it, you hear me, like, niggas these days, they think you gotta put on all this jewelry, have these flashy cars and this bitch to attract an audience to get 1 million views. I ain't had no jewelry on in that video. I ain't had no clothes on. I had some shell toe Adidas and some bullshit pants, but what I was saying was so motherfucking real and authentic. Nigga, like, he ain't lying. Then, you know, they got a couple niggas that vouch for that bitch, like, yeah, everything nigga said on that bitch was facts. So that's why niggas fuck with it, because the nigga told the truth on that bitch. And, you know, it was a Boosie beat, so they wanted to see if I can ride that bitch better than Boo or like Boo, or, you know, if I can hold that same weight Boo held on that bitch. And, you know, I got on that bitch, I dropped them jewels on that bitch, and niggas fuck with it.
So really, did you think it was gonna make 1 million views or?
Shit though. Like I said, I ain't too much care for the song or the beat or nothing. Yeah, if I was to rip a Boo beat, it would have been one of them old bitches or some shit. You know, them camp bitches or some shit. But I didn't think that bitch was gonna do that. But now that I go back and I listen to that bitch, I talk that shit on that bitch. That bitch was supposed to do something. I talk that shit on that bitch. But I ain't think that bitch was gonna be no big deal. I was ready for my album.
So how you felt when you first seen that 1 mil? Like what your mind frame was?
Torn called me. When they hit a mill, Torn, the nigga who shot the video, shout out to Torn, shot that, my cameraman. Torn called me when he hit the first M. He like, man, you did it, bro. You got 1 million views. And my CEO called me. A couple of my family members called me. It was a regular day for me. I didn't really feel too, like, I wasn't excited or nothing. I'm like, oh, I got an M. You know, I'm like, that bitch really ain't affect me until, like, the aftermath. When the phone started ringing and niggas started wanting to spend money, that's when I was like, oh, that bitch, I got an M, you gotta pay me. I got 1 million views, you gotta pay me. But it didn't feel like nothing, though. It was like regular day. Felt like I just did some raw fly shit. You know, I wasn't ecstatic or nothing.
So you got Pandemic Proof out, right? You just dropped, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's a lot of shit with that album. Go fuck with it though, cause it's a fire ass album. It's fire. You hear me? But I ain't really drop it how like I wanted to drop it. You hear me? Shout out to Team Bigger Rankin, TIG. You hear me? Bigger Rankin hosted that bitch. But it's like music got mixed up. It was a couple tracks on that bitch that I had sung out with one verse, and you know it just got mixed up bad. But throughout, it's a good ass album. Go fuck with that. It's out right now. I'm gonna pull the tracks that's fucked up on it, or they got an open verse on that bitch. I'm gonna pull them bitches and try to get them bitches back out right. But
So what, the Waves files got lost in the mix or shit?
nah, see, I was going through some shit with see, I'm in house. I do everything myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no record deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm independent. I'm an independent label, independent artist. So I do everything myself, and I don't deal with corporate America. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no professionals working for me. So some shit gonna get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with people that, you know what I'm saying? Shit gonna get fucked up. And like I had problems with you know, engineers and all type of other shit. So it just was a mix up and shit was moving fast. You know what I'm saying? Shit was moving fast, so the shit just got mixed up and the wrong tracks got sent, the wrong track outs got sent and shit. But that's all that really was though. It ain't no big deal. But I got Life of a Dope Boy. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to drop that bit late January, early February. Life of a Dope Boy. That's my next album. Life of a Dope Boy.
How many mixtapes you got out? Cause on YouTube, like you got a couple of.
I only got 3 albums out right now. I ain't got no mixtape out.
Oh, I apologize.
I got one mixtape. I'm lying. I got one mixtape. It's called All Gas, No Brakes. You hear me? But I got 3 albums. I got Troublesome Child. I got Baby Drive Volume 1. And I just dropped Pandemic Proof. Those are albums. I ain't got no mixtapes out like that. It's except for All Gas, No Brakes. But if I drop Life of a Dope Boy, it depends on the track list. You hear me? It depends on the track list. Because I got it. It's finished. But I just got to go through and pick the songs and shit. So if I pick the songs and it's on some shit, I might drop a mixtape. But if I pick a song and I feel like I'm finna go fed, I'm going to drop that bitch as an album.
What you mean by go fed?
I feel like the nigga know some shit, you know what I'm saying? Nigga know that feeling when they hear that bitch. You hear? Like my homeboy, shout out Jew Beans, my homeboy just come home. He got a song, he just made Kyle round of applause. Unreleased. I know that bitch gonna do something. I know that bitch, that's fire, that's hit. I know that bitch gonna do something. So you just know them bitches, when you hear them bitches and you make them bitches, you know, man, I can't put that ain't no mixtape bitch. That bitch gotta go on the album. I'm gonna put that bitch on it. You just be knowing. You hear me? You just be knowing.
So how was it working with Moneybagg Yo? Cause I heard in one of your songs you say you pulled up on him and you dropped a bag.
Yeah, we was in Atlanta on the red carpet. We was doing some shit, taking some pictures somewhere. And the nigga people, I had caught up with the nigga people. My people had caught up with the nigga people. Like, shit, what up, nigga? Trying to fuck with that. Yeah. And I was in the middle of dropping Troublesome Child, Volume 1, my second album. I was in the midst of dropping my second album. And he was hot. He was hot like a motherfucker at that time. And nigga bumped into it. People like, man, what's happening? Nigga trying to fuck with that. What y'all want, some money? You know, it's like, what's happening? They got the ticket and nigga peeling bitches back. Yeah, nigga peeling bitches back. And we met up at Mean Street Studio. And we recorded the motherfucking track. And like, I don't know, it had to be about 6 months later or some shit like that. I had a show at Shreveport, and he had a show at the same club on the same night. You hear me? So we get there, you know, we backstage and shit. You know, niggas smoking, niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas getting ready to do their shit. You know, nigga get up with them like, say what's happening with the video. We got the song, we need to put a visual behind this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We get the ticket or whatever, how much you want, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you know, peeling bitches back again. You hear me? Nigga peeling bitches back again. And that shit happened like that. Like, after the show, alleyway, you know, pull up, you know, that's just how that shit happened, you hear me? I pull up on them niggas. I don't be looking for no handout. I pull up on them niggas, drop that motherfucker. How much you want? Let's do business. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit happened with Yo. I just bumped into a nigga people. We locked in. And the money was right. Everything was right. The vibe was right. And we made it happen. On some street nigga shit. Like a nigga found a plug. Oh, you got that? Let me get it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that shit happened. That's just how that shit happened.
So I seen you work with Walt Beezy.
Yeah, that's my dog. Shout out Walt. Animal. Man, that nigga retarded. Man. That nigga retarded. For real. That nigga retarded. We my people, I know PQ. My people know PQ. You know what I'm saying? On some street shit. You know what I'm saying? And they was shooting the shit like, yeah, you can get Teflon WAP on some shit. You know, WAP whipped down, we got the ticket, same thing. Same thing, Moneybagg Yo. What you want, some money? What you know what I'm saying? And that's how that shit happen. I don't be say, ain't nobody ever done nothing for me for free. Every shit, every song, every feature, everything I ever done with another person, I paid for it. Ain't nobody ever done nothing for me for free. Nobody. But I fuck for WAP. Like, we got a good vibe and we did good business. He a straight dude. And that bitch an animal. Bitch ain't write nothing down. That bitch
So
ain't
he
writing.
straight out the
That
dome.
bitch ain't writing nothing down. Me and Wop did we got a whole album. Well, it ain't an album, really like an EP. You hear me? A couple tracks together. We only dropped one of them. You hear me? And it's that you gotta watch your friend. You know, we dropped that bitch. I don't even remember the name of that bitch. But we dropped that bitch off the little EP. Shot a little video to that bitch. Put that bitch out there. Let that marinate. You hear me? But he an animal. I fucks with him. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Wop. That my guy.
Man, 100,000 on the DJ Small interview, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Like, how was that experience?
I ain't too much care for that interview. I feel like he wasn't asking me nothing as an artist. I feel like he wasn't asking me nothing that'll make somebody wanna buy my music or ask me the questions that'll get me more appealing as an artist. You know what I'm saying? They ask me about dead people and all this other, you know what I'm saying? Ask me why I won't leave somewhere I was born and raised. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't asking me the shit that I would prefer an interviewer to ask me. But it was a straight interview, you know what I'm saying? That bitch got some views, and you know what I'm saying? I just kept it real with him. I ain't feel no type of way that I was sitting in front of him, because it's a business. Like, that what a nigga don't know. This shit be real business. Like, niggas don't be having no feeling, no love for no nigga or nothing. It be straight business. You hear me? So it wasn't nothing personal or nothing. It's just in there, he like, da, and it was over with. You hear me?
So, what you got coming out?
I got fire ass song that's already out. It's called Black Bitch. The visual for that dropping very, very soon. I've been dropping videos every other week. I've been just dropping videos every other week. But like I said, I got Life of a Dope Boy. You hear me around middle of January, late January, early February. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm not making no promises, but I'm hoping. I'm banking on it. Yeah. But Life of a Dope Boy, I said I just redid my jewelry. We just moving, man. I'm just moving. I just got a lot of shit planned. I can't really speak on a lot because, you know, I don't want to say something and then don't, you know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on a lot, but I just got a lot of shit coming. But be on the lookout for Life of a Dope Boy. Teflon Monk. That bitch from the drop.